Hello everyone and welcome to another math video. In today's lesson, we will be looking at comparing integers, which is just a fancy way of saying we're going to look at positives and negatives, and we're going to try to figure out which one is bigger and which one is smaller. A reminder, this is the full lesson version, so we will sort of go in depth and cover all the examples. If you're looking for a shorter version where we go a little bit quicker, I will link that in the description below. Okay, so here we have two numbers. Compare the numbers and pick the correct sign. You can use the number line to help. So I'm going to put these on the number line, right? These are both positive numbers. So positive 8 goes here, positive 4 goes here. All right. So, and we have these symbols down here. These are inequalities, okay? Inequality symbols. And so, and actually, let me correct myself. These are inequality symbols. This is an equal sign. So, the way these inequality symbols work is think of them as a monster, okay? So you put teeth on the monster, boom, boom, boom. All right, the monster is always hungry. It always eats the bigger number. So in this case, the bigger number, right, these are, if you have $8 and $4, obviously $8 is bigger, right? So the monster wants to eat the bigger number, so it should go this direction. So this is obviously our correct answer here, okay? And something to note here, the further left you go on a number line, the smaller the numbers get, okay? So whichever number is further to the left, that is your smaller number, and that will always be true. Okay, it's time for you to practice what you just learned. So go ahead and pause your video and try these two numbers that are up on your screen. And when you are ready to check your answers, go ahead and unpause the video. Okay, now that you've had time to work these two problems, let's take a look at them. So for number one, you should have said that 10 is bigger, so the monster should be going this direction. So this is the correct answer. 6 is less than 10 is how you would read that. And for number two, 92 equals 92, right? Those are equal. They're not less than, they're not greater than, they're just equal. Okay, so now what happens when you start with positive and negative numbers? Here we go. So when it comes to positives and negatives, again, we can put this on the number line to help us. Positive 10 is here, negative 7 is here, okay? We said the number on the left is always smaller, right? And so the monster here is hungry, so the monster should be eating the 10, right? Nom, 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 nom. So that would mean that we should select this as our answer. And a pattern here, okay? Positive is always, 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 always larger than a negative number, okay? A positive will always be larger than a negative number. Okay, it's time for you to practice what we just learned. So go ahead and pause your video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready to check your answers, go ahead and unpause your video. Okay, now that you've had a chance to look at these two problems, let's check your answers. For number one, we said the positive is always bigger, so you should have selected this answer, right? Eat the 8. And for number two, the 2 is bigger because it's a positive number, so this is your answer. Okay, so now what happens when they're both negative numbers? Well, again, let's put it on the number line and take a look. Negative 5 is here, negative 7 is here. Okay, here's negative 5, here's negative 7. And so we said the further left is smaller, right? So even though, if you look at 7 and 5, okay, right, 7 would be bigger. But with negatives, it's exactly opposite. Okay, negative 7 is actually smaller. So our monster is hungry, so he will eat the negative 5, right? Because that's the bigger number here. Okay, it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause your video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready to check your answers, go ahead and unpause the video. Okay, now that you've had a chance to look at these problems, let's take a look. For -8 and -1, you should have said that the -1 is bigger than -8. And for number 2, you should have said that -4 is bigger than -7. Okay, that's it for today's lesson. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.